Covering 10,000 acres of ecologically sensitive land in Sussex County, Prime Hook National Wildlife Refuge serves as an oasis for migratory birds and other animals who take advantage of all the wetlands have to offer.
We've got several different types of habitats here. At Prime Hook, we're 80% wetlands, 20% uplands. So within that wetland habitat, we've got salt marsh, we've got freshwater wetlands, we've got ponds.
Average peaks of 80,000 ducks would come here during the migration, tens of thousands of shorebirds.
While the refuge has been preserving and protecting that habitat since it was established in 1963, the site is now facing serious threats to its makeup. In the 1980s, the refuge created several man-made freshwater impoundments, which helped diversify the bird population that could benefit from the land.
We were managing the water levels of the system to achieve the desired vegetation component for the bird species of the migrations, and it was very successful.
But now, a series of breaches along the shoreline has allowed salt water to mix in, dramatically changing the makeup of the refuge.
We've had the collapse of that freshwater system. We got this conversion going on. Ideally, in that conversion, you would like to go back to, would hope to go back to a marsh, a salt marsh. But what has happened, the system seems to be so degraded that it's actually converting to open water.
With the threat of sea level rise looming in the future, the possibility of acres and acres of open water in the refuge would drastically reduce the area's ability to deal with floodwaters.
When it goes to open water, you have no storm surge protection, you have no flood protection, you have no habitat. So we're losing all of those ecosystem services that wetlands provide. So that's what's happened here and we can have continued flooding. There will be a definite reduction in birds because you're going to lose that habitat value.
Refuge leaders have been working on a plan to fix the problem, but it has been a long time coming.
Too long.
Overdue.
Way overdue.
John Carney joined the state's congressional delegation pushing for the plan to protect the refuge to be completed.
It's a very serious and complicated matter that needs to be addressed.
A draft of that plan was originally due in 2007, and now in 2012, the lack of an action plan is frustrating.
We need a master plan to figure out which direction to go. Now we need it, frankly, we needed it a couple years ago. It's 5 years in the making, or beyond 5 years in the making.
There's a lot of delays. There's a lot of concerns from our public. The public, the communities are very concerned about the changes that are happening with this wetland system, and they have a right to be very concerned. We need to be moving forward as soon as possible so we can start helping the system the best we can.
The roughly 1,000-page comprehensive conservation plan is expected to finally be released in May, and once they decide how to protect the wetlands, they'll have to decide how to pay for it.
All options for restoring these wetlands are extremely expensive, and that's probably going to be our biggest challenge, is finding the funding to actually take care of the situation.
That is where the rub comes in, is it's a balance between how much money you're going to spend and on what, and what the result will be. Balancing off people who've built there that are on private land, balancing off the federal ownership of the refuge and the needs of the wildlife and the natural circumstances there.
The goal is to find a way to meet the needs of those living nearby while preserving the refuge, one of Delaware's treasures, a place where nature's beauty is on display.
It's not just about the wildlife, protecting them, but it's also about providing people the opportunity to enjoy it.